Stock Talk. Hope you had a good week of trading last week. The markets closed today for Martin Luther King. Be open tomorrow. Last week we had a down week again as far as the portfolio goes, mainly because of NVAX. So we're going to take a look at the portfolio and talk a good bit about NVAX tonight as well, and maybe what's going on with that, maybe what can turn it around, what kind of catalyst might be in front of us. So we're going to be talking about that, but it has really taken a beating, and so we've got to see if we can get this thing to turn around for us. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our portfolio. And of course, first on the list here is NVAX, and you can see here we had a down day in the Dow last Friday, and the NASDAQ was up a little bit towards the end of the day. NVAX down 1.39%. It really had a kind of a scary start for the day. It was down under $100 in pre-market, and as you can see here, it opened up at 101.19, and it pretty much clawed its way back from there. You can see here that it shot up, and then it just came down to that 101. Well, it actually opened at the 101.19, kind of went up, and then it came back down. So you see here, it did come back, fought its way back, had a couple of dips during the day, but overall, it did have a pretty good fight back, and I was pleased to see that because it really got beat up in pre-market. We had a good bit of volume. If you look at the volume, most of it was on the front end, and the volume kind of went off at the end of the rest of the day there, kind of slacked up. So a lot of people interested in it when it got down low like that. So a lot of people are coming in there and buying it. So that's a good sign. Let's take a look at the chart. All right, as you can see here, I've got the chart up here, and NVAX is the green line here. And then you got BTNX, Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and AstraZeneca. So just wanted to put them all on there to kind of show you that we do have the vaccines are getting kind of beat up, especially those first three. And these are kind of the newer companies for sure. And you can see they've really taken a beating. We're actually not as bad as Moderna. So you know it's been bad for NVAX, but Moderna's even had it worse. So as far as the last 3 months go, so you can see here we do have the AstraZeneca is holding pretty steady, -2, and then you got J&J's up about 4%, and then you got your PFE Pfizer, which is up about 32%. So they've had a good run at it, and of course the other one has the pill out that's supposedly going to help with people that catch this virus. The thing I want you to notice here is we are not alone. Now the question is this going to change for us and maybe for these others? So let's talk about that for just a minute on what might turn this around for NVAX in particular. So NVAX, a couple things could turn this around. Of course, first thing we need is these vaccines to get back into favor. Right now, they've fallen out of favor because they've had a good run, but it looks like this virus is possibly calming down a little bit. But as far as death rates go, as far as people catching it, I think it's a lot worse myself, just from the people I know. So we're going to be hoping it does get better. We want that for everybody, but that's not going to be good for the vaccines as far as vaccine stocks go. But so what's the future for these vaccine stocks? That's one thing we've got to think about in the future. How is this going to affect the stock going forward if we don't have a pandemic anymore and it's just a regular flu type thing? So that's what we're going to be watching. We'll watch that and see how that goes. So that's one thing can happen is they come back into favor for whatever reason. We're not wishing bad luck on anybody, so we don't want that to happen. As far as that's the reason it comes back into favor. Another thing is the production. There's some talk about production issues, and that's possibly what's holding up FDA, and so any kind of good news around that as far as the production, especially something production levels outside of the Serum Institute in India, that would be good for the stock, I believe, as well. Third thing is if we do get an FDA approval, which could be coming anytime, that might be a catalyst too that will get us a good little pop. But I think the real thing that this stock's going to be counting on is the good old show me the money, let's see the revenue. And so that's going to have to be what we're going to be looking forward to in the future is how much money are they going to make? So they got to start turning in some numbers as far as revenues go. We'll watch this first quarter earnings coming up, and I think it's going to be end of February, March, somewhere around there, and we'll see what happens there. All right. So that is going to be the catalyst going forward, I think, is it going to be the numbers as far as revenues go. But hopefully we get something before then. I'd like to see that. All right, so that's kind of where we're at as far as Novavax goes. We're going to watch it this week. Hopefully we have a better week than we had last week. Let's just, real quick, let's just take a look at that 5-day chart, just see how we ended up for the 5 days. And you can see here that we do have a down week, and that was mainly because of Thursday and Friday. So you see that large volume that came in when it did hit that low. A lot of volume right there. And then it, pretty heavy volume rest that morning, and then kind of slacked off. But we're down for the week on that one. So, and it's kind of been that way for the last month. You can see here, and then the last 6 months, down for that. Even the 1 year, about even. So, that's why I buy and sell. That's exactly why I buy and sell, because I'd hate to hold something for a year and not make a dime off of it. So now we are holding some that we're losing a dime, but we just hold on to that and see if it turns back around. That's just the way we. So that's Novavax. You can see here we did fight back to almost even Friday, so that's good, especially after that morning. Looked kind of rough. And here's the rest of our portfolio. CLSD. Let's just take a look at some of these 5 days, just to get an idea where we were last week on these. A downward trend on that one as well. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin. What did it do last week? Of course, I do own Bitcoin, but I just mainly track it on this one, just again because it ties into one of our stocks, a couple of our stocks that we trade. It had a down week, so we probably had a down week with our HUT, which is right here. Let's see what HUT did for the week. HUT is a Bitcoin miner, and had a green day Friday, but actually HUT was up for the week, so that's pretty good. We'll take that. Good for it. So that's one we had that was up for the week. And let's see what else we got here. We got NVTA. NVTA is one that's really gotten beat up. Let's see how it did for the week. Pretty flat for the week. Nothing to worry about there as far as that goes. Tilray. Let's see what Tilray did. It sure is getting down there low again. Let's see what it did for the week. A downward trend for Tilray. So a lot of red last week for the portfolio and for the markets. The markets did have a little pullback last week as well, I believe. Let's see here. 5 day on Nikola. About flat. So nothing to brag about any way you go. And the markets probably weren't much better. But we had a down week mainly because of Novavax, because we're loaded with Novavax right now. So that's one we're waiting for it to come back. So tomorrow we'll just be watching that one. Going to be in that one for a while till we can get to a selling point, and it could be as far out as earnings or even second quarter earnings. Who knows? So we might be tied into that one for a while. Hopefully it doesn't keep going down. It's something that we really just need to hang in there on. That's what I'm going to do, and just hope that they have some good revenue and I don't see why they wouldn't, but anything's possible right now. It can get so bad out of favor sometimes that, they're just trying to get your shares, and, you know, we just got to see. One thing I'm going to be looking for, too, is some of these institutional owners of Novavax. They come out about every quarter with their numbers, and so we'll be watching that to see if we got a bunch of those selling, and then I'll have some concerns if that's the case, but we'll see. All right, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be holding Novavax. Not going to be trading a whole lot right now. Not going to be buying anything. I really think the market's pulling back. Probably be pulling back for this year, and I don't want to really jump into anything yet till I can see a really good pullback in the market, because I want to keep my cash out so I can live off of that cash. Got several years worth of cash on the side now, so as a retired person, I don't have to worry about selling things just to make it from day to day. And you don't really ever get in that predicament if you can avoid it, because you don't want to have to sell things when they're down. And so sometimes it's just a matter of time. You just have to wait it out. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Well, I hope you have a good day. Excuse my voice. I've had a little bit of a sinus issue, and we're trying to get through that. Did test negative, so it wasn't anything to do with COVID. But it sure has got my sinuses messed up, and that's why I hadn't been on there for a while. But appreciate those that have just recently joined and subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to click this button right here and go ahead and join our group. And we'll get back with you later on in the week, and possibly probably be towards the end of the week. All right? Hope you have a great week of trading, and good luck to you. Thanks.